Yeah, can you all see the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So let's get started with the declaration. At the count of three, we will just give a self high five and declare what is written after me. So let's get started. 1, 2, 3, and clap and repeat. I am a quick learner.
I'm a quick learner.
What others can learn and master.
What others can learn and master.
Master.
I too can do that.
I too can do that.
And last time, because I'm an awesome learner.
Because I'm an
awesome
awesome learner.
Today's learning is going to be super duper easy to me.
Today's learning is
Today's learning is going to be super duper easy to me.
Guys, what I am finding that internet is too choppy over my end. So we'll try to continue for more 5 minutes. If it means try to continue with 4 or 5 for more 5 minutes. In case I experience more problem, then we'll have to reschedule this class. Is that okay, everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, okay.
Okay,
Yes.
fine. Because even your voice is reaching me quite late, so that's the reason. Okay, so let's start with the topic today. By the way, just tell me, you remember last class yesterday, on what note we had closed? What was the topic that you learned?
We were doing coding.
DOD.
Backlog
DOD.
refinement.
Wow, brilliant. Backlog refinement was the topic. That was the closer note for us that we had learned. And those who did
Right.
not,
And you told that could be a possible interview question also.
yes, that's right, Amit. Brilliant. So, yes. So, everyone, are you all clear and still remember what is backlog refinement? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, Amit is clear.
Yes.
Anyone who is not clear? Okay. In case you not, you're
Yeah,
not, yeah, Rachna.
No,
Sir, I
sir.
am not clear too
Yeah.
because I could not find yesterday's recording. We missed the class, so I guess
Okay.
that will have to be taken separately once you upload the video.
Yeah, video is uploaded. I agree that I'm not sure why it was not available, but let me do a quick check in front of you whether it is accessible or not. Just allow me, and I'm checking. Yeah, it is showing me still uploading. Okay, so it is 43% processed. Remaining is yet to process. So now it has become 44%. I think that by now our class will get over. It will be done. And what you can do is that after the session today, you can access towards the end of that. I have talked about uh, backlog refinement. Definitely, if you have not heard and don't know this, please go ahead, refer to that and get clarified. In case you have question later, definitely you can ask in the group. All right, so
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Yes, we can
yeah, you're
proceed.
welcome. Yeah, sure. So what exactly is happening in during my screen share? I am finding there is a network issue, but let me reattempt that. In case it persists, we will stop today's session. Otherwise, we will continue. So I am resharing my screen. All right. Can you see? Yesterday we started with product backlog. We had read about product uh, backlog management are generally governed by and owned by whom? Who owns the product backlog, everyone?
Product owner.
Product
owner.
Yes, that's absolutely right. So this slide we had done. I want someone to read what is product backlog. The first bullet point for me, please.
The product backlog is a list of functionalities, technical requirements, enhancements that are maintained and managed by the product owner.
Exactly. As I kept on saying from yesterday, that product backlog item is uh, uh, a larger portion of the requirement when broken down into the smaller piece. Either it becomes epic. Epics are generally functionalities, technical requirement, enhancement, features, tasks, subtasks, everything that is to be done. That is called as product backlog. And as you read again, managed by whom? Managed by whom? Just now you
Business
said?
analyst.
Yeah, the product owner. Okay.
Product
Product
owner.
owner.
Yes.
Product owner.
Yes. I want someone to read the second bullet point, please, for me.
If something is missing from the product backlog, it doesn't exist. So if a product exists, its product backlog also exists.
Yeah. And can you also read the further bullet for me?
Sure, sir. Product backlog is never complete. The product backlog is dynamic.
Yeah,
It changes.
so understand. So when it says that product backlog, if anything is missing in the product backlog, it means that it does not exist and you don't have to work on it. And that's the very reason. The moment as a future product owner, you are going to create product backlog, you have to be very clear that whatever the customer requirement is there, you are going to accommodate that. Okay. So, and when you forgot to include that, it means that it does not exist because your team is going to work. Okay. Team is not going to assume that something extra has to be done, which my product owner might have missed. So this is obvious that if it is not there, it means it is not there to be bugged upon. So that you have to be very much clear inside your head. Then only you will work with very care and you will bring it to the completion. Okay. So completion as in doesn't mean that for the entire product backlog completion, the requirement inclusion I'm talking about. Okay. So so if a product exists, this product backlog exists, of course, means, see, if requirement is there, then only that can be enhanced and can be brought towards backlog refinement and all, and can be included into backlog stack. So as it says that product backlog is never complete. Why? Because uh, if product backlog gets over, it means product is not there. Yeah, because you have delivered the product. And if product is delivered, then there will not be any work into the system to work upon. It means that product backlog item will not be there. And in case, until unless product is there, product backlog will continue to be there, requirement will continue to be there for your team to work upon. And that's the reason this statement came, that product backlog is never complete. And it is dynamic as in it keeps on changing. Customer may suggest something, you may seek customer's approval for the inclusion of something. So that's the reason it says that uh, it is dynamic. It changes constantly during work progress because new idea functionality appear. Some of them change or move up or down the backlog list. Why it will move up and down? Any idea on that? It says that it will continue to move up and down. Then why? In the last statement.
Depending on the priority.
Okay.
Because the
Depends on the
the-
progress of the work.
Depend upon the progress of work, and during the sprint, when you have learned about the sprint review, in sprint review, collect customer feedback. Yes? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So in
sir.
sprint review, customer may suggest, okay, fine. So because you also share the upcoming sprint, you also talk about what you foresee to deliver very soon. And during that discussion, customer may say, okay, can we reprioritize like this, that, and those. And also customer can say later even by writing an email that we foresee this XYZ functionality to be delivered on priority. So it keeps on changing based on the customer requirement, and you need to accommodate the things with product owners consent whenever it is needed. Okay, so that you need to remember. Now look at this. Okay, so what is product backlog? Let's understand. This is one of the, see, I want to, how many of you remember, let me ask you this way, how many of you remember I generally give the example of bread of loaf? How many of you remember that? When it comes to product backlog, anyone who have heard this earlier?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir. The slices of the bread. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, great. So if you have heard, then I don't need to repeat. So great. So I'll go back. So I want someone to read the first bullet point for me, please.
Product backlog is a prioritized set of requests for desired product functionality and contains all necessary items to complete the product release.
Yeah, thank you so much. So yeah, we have already talked about when it says that prioritize set of requests, means these are the requirement of the functionality that you will stack, and you talk about its priority. Then once priority is discussed, you will talk about its estimation, and then your business analyst will continue to refine, and then from sprint planning you decide and you start working after sprint planning is over. I want someone to read the second bullet point for me, please.
The product backlog breaks down requests into a series of tasks for the development team and is an essential component to guide your agile development team.
Yeah. Thank you so much for reading this out. And guys, in case you are not speaking up with intention to contribute into the session, you can be on mute. Otherwise, you can remain unmuted, because the whole idea is that you have to contribute into the session. So the product backlog breaks down requests into series of tasks. Yes, as I keep on saying, that whatever you see and continue to break down, that does not have to just be theory, that should be actionable item. And that's the reason you see that with your product backlog, action items are very much visible, that what exactly you are going to perform. So the epic should be written in that manner. So this is a quick hint for you in case you become product owner. So this is how you can develop your epics or task or the series of the requirement accordingly. Okay, so here you see the feature A, B, C to Z is stacked. So let's move further and read the first two bullet points. So what are the tips? There are some tips for the product owner now, that how you can continue to manage your product backlog. So I want someone to read the first bullet point for me, please.
As a product owner, you are responsible for product backlog management to maximize the value of the product.
Yeah. So remember again, you are responsible to manage the product backlog. You will manage the product backlog, but are you going to do the only work? Are you going to deliver only product? What else you think you should deliver? And we have kept on talking about this.
Value.
Quality,
Value with quality. That's brilliant.
Value.
value of, yeah.
Yeah, and why we are repeating that? So that once you start really working, that should be imbibed in your intention, and whatever you will have the intent for, there are chances you will be ready to deliver for. Okay, so that should be your intention. Let's read the second bullet point. Who can read that? Please go ahead and continue.
The product backlog is a single source of truth which contains all the work to be done on the product.
Yeah. So whatever that people are deciding to complete, that has to be sitting inside product backlog first. And whatever you will be pulling from product backlog item only. It doesn't mean that something which is not there, you might have heard and you are thinking to implement just because I heard over there. No, if it had not been product backlog a list, it cannot travel inside the sprint goal. If it cannot travel inside sprint goal, it cannot become the part of daily discussion and daily stand-up. Okay, so it's a very much clear. The moment you are hearing any concept, go back and check whether these are the part of product backlog or not. And in case it is not, it means that you are spending time unnecessarily. And in fact, you can remind uh, as a team member that why it is not there in product backlog, why we are discussing, we might be wasting time. And if you are product owner, be careful about it. So this is a quick tip. So third one, who can read? Anyone who can read, please go ahead. Who has not read yet?
You will have to make some choices about what to build first and what to build later, but also what to build and what not to build.
Yeah. So what comes here when we are talking about we have to make choices as a product owner, you have to make choices. It means that you should be very much clear on the scope. First hand, what happens? You are clear with the scope, and then business analysts are clear with the scope. And when we are talking about scope, here it is very well defined that what to build, what not to build, and what you are assuming to build and what you will be excluding to build. Okay, so these all things should be very much clear. Again, when we are talking about this, it means that if uh, customer has asked for the enhancement of a button on the screen, it does not mean that you are creating a button and telling that customer has talked about the creation of the button and I will not make it functional. So it's quite obvious if any button is there on the screen, it has to be function, but it doesn't mean that something which is not told that this button will perform uh, to take you onto the next screen. It takes you on the next screen, but it should not be auto rotation that okay, you are assuming that customer may gaze this screen maximum within 2 minutes. After 2 minutes I will do the auto rotation and will bring back on the back screen or take on the next screen, just like slides do. So something which is not asked to do, you are not going to include. So be very much clear and stick by this adhere by the uh, scope and scope creep. So what is scope and scope creep? We will be talking about more in detail when we will transition in coming week towards the business analysis. Okay, so I want someone to read the third last bullet point for me, that is the fourth.
The main tool to manage the product and gain predictability is the backlog.
Yeah. Why this is the main tool? Because this gives you means foresightedness, what is coming next, and what has gone inside the preparation into the implementation. And second last, please read, anyone.
But if it grows uncontrollably, the value it provides diminishes.
Yeah. So as a product owner, be very much clear that everything should be in your control. When I say in your control, it does mean that continuous requirement will continue to keep on coming. If you are not managing its deadline, its roadmap, its release plan, then there are chances it will continue to sit over there, will continue to bother to you, and you will continue to feel stressed. Okay, when to deliver, you may be continuously feeling pressurized when customer keeps on asking, okay, what has been developed, what has not come inside the product backlog. So be very much clear that you the complete power of control is in your hand, and you have allowed the product backlog to grow accordingly. Having said so, let's read the last bullet point. So anyone who can read the last bullet point?
An unreasonably long backlog is a major pain point for many agile teams.
Yeah. So unreasonably long backlog is because you are not able to uh, put your complete strength into the sprint planning meeting, and whatever you are planning in the sprint planning meeting, you are judging yourself less. You have not identified the complete team strength. You have somehow underestimating your team's capability only, thinking that your team is able to do this much of work only. Okay, so having said so, so that's what this last bullet point meant, that unreasonably long backlog is a major pain point in many agile. So it has not to be long backlog, it should be broken down into smaller pieces that you need to remember. Okay, let's move to the next screen, and here you see the traversal, that how product backlog uh, gets broken down into the smaller pieces further. And in case even a piece is larger, you will have to continue to see that it has been further broken down into the understandable, feasible, and uh, viable and doable activity, that you see the smaller tickets that takes place, and that will be called as sprint backlog, and it has been refined during the sprint planning, and then you continue to have the sprint. Can someone tell me this sprint duration is how long?
20 days.
20 days.
Tell me in the
10
week.
days.
No, sir, 40,
80,
yeah, 2
80
weeks,
hours.
2
2
weeks.
weeks.
2 to 4 weeks, depend on the product.
80
No,
hours.
no.
Yeah,
Wait,
and it can extend 4 weeks.
In this picture, this sprint's duration is what?
20
20
days, sir.
days.
20
No,
days.
tell me in weeks. Tell me in weeks. How many weeks?
Weeks. Okay, so it is 2.5.
3 weeks.
4
weeks.
weeks.
4
3
weeks.
weeks.
4
3
weeks, sir.
weeks.
4 weeks.
4
4
weeks.
weeks.
That's
Okay,
absolutely
4
right.
weeks, yeah.
Yeah, 4 weeks, because 5 days working is a week. Okay, and 24 hours
Oh,
every
yes,
single day.
yes.
What you will be doing? You will be doing your daily scrum, just talking about 3 action item, and then you deliver it. Okay, following rest all of activity of sprint review and sprint retro. So, okay, there are further tips that product backlog has to be prioritized. You will set priority. Uh, Mm, from the previous tips also, you have known that you have to make it manageable. Continue to review the product backlog. Okay, something which is unnecessary and you think you are not going to do it ever, just delete them. Keep items you are not ready for off the backlog, so that again you can keep it away in case you are thinking that you are not going to do. Do not add tasks unless you plan to do them soon. It means that any unnecessary thing will not be part of the product backlog. Any necessary thing should be only be the part of product backlog. Continue to prioritize and reprioritize whatever you are putting inside the product backlog. Stick to one product backlog. It should not be new requirement. It should be the existing requirement, all the discuss requirements. Say for example, in case you have been part of one product backlog, means one set of product backlog, means say for example, requirement is of banking, you cannot include it with the utility. Okay, you cannot bring the utility requirement into the banking requirement. So it has to be separated very well. Very well, you should be clear that what product backlog you are going to stick with. Okay, means what one requirement you are going to work upon. You don't have to do it all yourself. Team is there. You will be doing with the team. Review the timeline. Timeline, whatever you have committed to customer, you have to see whether you will be able to complete that well in time or not. Okay. If not, continue to work, rearrange, and communicate accordingly. Okay. Now it says that not everything has to be user story. Sometime it can be features, sometime it can be tasks, sometime it can be subtask activity as well. Say, for example, release plan where you are just defining date. These are just activity, okay? It cannot be the user story. But definitely when functionalities are there, then only it can be the user story. You are as a product owner, you should be very much clear what should be in the product backlog. As I said that continuously you need to reprioritize, and for that there is a word reorder as well, okay? So as earlier also said, it should not be complete ever. It means the moment it is complete, it means product has been shipped. And if product has been shipped, it means product does not exist. It means product does not exist. It means that product backlog won't exist. And that's the reason it says that until unless product backlog is there, product is there. And that's the reason product backlog will never be called as complete. The more you will focus on what and why, more clear you will be able to do, more clear you will be on your how, okay? So focus on what and why to get clarified on your how, that become more seamless and easy to process, okay? It should be visible. So that's the reason it is the tip over here, put it on the wall. And okay, there is more than customer or business value. Of course, it's maintaining the relationship, collaboration, and with collaboration, why? Because their future, you will be able to foresee the future. The more CDO you will become, because of you can bring more business, okay? More business you will have, the more chances to continue to work, and more continuity in the work, there are more earning will be there. And we in a nutshell, our motto is not just to add value. In return, we are going to get monetary benefit as well. And whatever the changes going to happen, even resources going away, one resource is missing, every single damn thing will be updated to the stakeholder what is going inside. Having said so, before we move to the next topic, any question around it, anyone? These were the quick tips for product manager, okay? Sorry, product owner. So if no question, we'll move to the next slide, okay? So anytime you can stop me and then ask.
Gaurav sir,
Yes.
Gaurav sir, could you go to the previous slide? I just wanted to take a screenshot of it.
Yeah, please.
Thanks.
Let me know once done.
I'm done. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, let's move to self-organizing and cross-functional team. So let's hear and understand what is self-organizing and cross-functional. What does it mean? I want someone to read the first paragraph for me. Anyone?
A self-organizing team.
Continue.
Right. A self-organizing team is one that does not depend on or wait for a manager to assign work. Instead, these teams find their own work and manage the associated responsibilities and timelines.
Yeah. So there is a level of awareness of self-organizing team, okay? And it does not require any supervision, not necessary that you need to wait for your manager to come and tell, hey, you do this, hey, because there is no hierarchy in this team, okay? Everyone is self-sufficient, and you should be able to do your work properly. You should be courageous enough to take the ownership and be accountable for your own work. And that's the reason you will be able to identify what I'm capable of and what I can perform and what I can accomplish, that you are going to declare. And when generally you can declare about it? Tell me.
During the sprint meeting.
Okay, sprint meeting. Can you elaborate again?
So like during the sprint meeting, if like say we are confident enough that we'll be able
So
to
in sprint,
organize.
Ronak, in the sprint, there are multiple meetings. Which meeting you are talking about?
Sprint review meeting. Daily sprint meeting.
Planning.
Sprint
Okay.
planning.
Okay, yeah.
So,
So that's right. So in sprint daily scrum meeting, you will talk what you are already doing and what you will do, which had been already planned. But when you are declaring that I
yes.
will be working on that initially, the initial time will be sprint planning meeting. And those who said that sprint planning meeting, that is right. There you can showcase well in advance your courage, your accountability, and your leadership that and capability that I'm capable of doing it. Is that right, everyone? Do you all get it? Yeah?
Yes,
We
yes,
can do
yes,
that? Yeah,
Yes.
thank
Yes,
you
sir.
so much. Okay, so I'll keep on asking such question, which can also be part of interviews question. And towards the end of the track, anyway, you are going to get some set of the interview question for your self preparation. Okay, the second bullet point, if someone can read for me, please.
Cross-functional teams include all competences and domain knowledge without depending on others outside the team.
Yeah. So when someone is there inside your team, everyone should have the multiple knowledge. Okay. If they are good in the domain knowledge, everyone should be the good in domain knowledge. If not, they will be uh, provided such knowledge. Okay. They will be undergoing the knowledge transfer session as well. If someone will not be going to be the part of the organization for longer period, and he or she has the domain knowledge, it is his duty that he will impart the same or transfer the same knowledge to the entire team. That's number one. Number two, that when we are talking about the all competency, if I need coder, it should be there. If I need an analyst, it should be there. If I need an architect, it should be there. If I need one QA, it should be there. QA means quality analyst, and BM is business analyst. Whatever the competency I needed, it should be there and should be the part of my team. The third one, who can read that? Please go ahead.
A cross-functional team is a group of people with different functional expertise working toward a common goal.
Yeah. So it is driven from the last bullet point when it says that cross-functional team is a group of people with different functional expertise. Means I was giving, if I need BA, it should be there. If I need QA, it should be there. If I need an architect, should be there. If I need analyst, should be there. If I need coder, should be there. So every person with the different competency and different skill and expertise should become the part of this self-organizing team. So uh, self-organizing and cross-functional team talks about one important thing that I want you to, okay, somehow, can someone read the first two lines for me?
Term self-organizing has been interpreted in a variety of ways. Self-organizing team doesn't need a manager.
Can you continue this for?
Should I? Okay.
Yeah.
A self-organizing team doesn't need a project manager. A self-organizing team forms itself without any outside interference. A self-organizing team doesn't answer to anyone.
Yeah, so it means that you should not be supervised. You should, as a part of the self-organizing team, you don't need a manager, you don't need a project manager, and you will not be interfered by asking question, because you should be not answerable, but still you should be answerable. But when you should be answerable, to whom you should be answerable then?
To product owner.
Product owner.
No, you are not answerable to anyone because
To the entire team.
okay, so
You're
first
only answerable to yourself on the task
that
what you took.
absolutely right. So you know your own back, you are knowing how much work you have done. You should be so much self-reliant and self-organized and self-accountable, that first you have to be responsive to your own self. Whatever you are taking charge of, are you making it towards the completion? Okay, that is expected from you. If something you are missing on it, you will not be the compliance of the self-organizing team. It means that you are not fulfilling the purpose of self-organizing team, and if you won't be able to follow that, then you won't be able to part of self-organizing team. Is it clear, everyone? So this is very responsible
Yes, sir. Sir, it is.
responsibility. Yeah, go ahead. It is what?
Yeah. So my question is like agile, if we are working like agile according to agile framework or methodology, so it shows like every step we have guidance. So if we have to go according to agile methodology, then where this term stand?
Where this term stand?
Yeah, because
Self
we are getting all kind of like self-organizing and cross-functional teams.
Yeah.
Because so far, what maybe I understood wrong, but what I understood, if we are like following the agile methodology, so according to that, there is everything is there for the every work and all. Every stage of the project, we have some kind of parameters like velocity, capacity, and then steps. So if we have to follow the methodology, then how we will follow this self-organizing and cross-functional team?
See, self-organizing cross-functional is that as a product owner, you will be I'll be telling you in the next slide how you will be choosing the team. That's number one. Number two is that when we talk about self-organizing, self-organizing itself becomes the principle. Okay, principle, it means that, see, Scrum Master will be there only for facilitation. But the moment you are choosing a task, you are declaring that, hey, I'm good at it. Can I take this task? Hey, I want to do this activity of coding. I would love to take this part of for analysis. I will take the ownership of this module. So likewise, you keep on declaring when um, in the sprint planning meeting. Plus, whatever the work you are doing, you are maintaining the work record that you have spent this much time, that's much time, because every single person is responsible for their own task and everyone is leader in that. Okay, otherwise what will happen? In case you lag into that, you are not becoming the self-organizing, you are not showcasing the trait of it. What is going to happen? Scrum Master will question you at the end, and if it gets repeated, the team and the product owner will start to identify if the person or candidate or the employee is showcasing the trait of self-organizing, then only he be with self-organizing team, or he may learn and then come back. Okay, it means that you can simply go out of the team. Okay, this
Okay.
is how.
So yeah, so sir, yeah, so I understood like after that taking the responsibilities, every person is doing their part of work with that self-organizing manner. Is it
Yeah.
correct?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, absolutely, Rachna. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
good. So thank you for asking the question and getting the answer. All right. So having said so, let's any other question, guys? We will move to the next slide. Okay. So, and of course, uh, self-organizing team is also called as highly motivated team, because you're declaring by your own self, okay, I want to do this activity. It means that it requires that level of motivation, that you are ready to work, you are ready to contribute. And when you can see the values that you are ready to deliver, because when you add more value, the money is byproduct that has to anyway come. Okay, so this is how it is going to be. Any question around it? Can we move to the next slide, everyone? Say yes if we can.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I want
Yes, sir.
someone to read the first bullet. Thank you so much for confirmation. Someone can read the first one, first bullet point for me. Anyway,
Cross-functional team has access to all the skills necessary to effectively deliver value to customers.
can you read the second one, please, as well?
Yes, sir. A cross-functional team does not have to consist of all generalists.
Okay, thank you.
Can I?
So, yeah, so no, thanks. So, we'll go ahead with the 2 bullet points explanation first. So, yeah, cross-functional team will have all the skill. All the skill means, again, I don't want to repeat it because it will be quite so repetitive. Because ultimately, together you are delivering the value. I need this skill. I need the one analyst. I need one associate analyst. I want one coder. I need one associate coder. I need one, QA. I need one associate QA. So all type of skills should be there, accessible, and they form the entire group of self-organizing cross-functional team together. So we will more get into detail of it, but meanwhile, I want someone to read the 3rd bullet point for me. Anyone?
A cross-functional team also does not have to consist of all specialists.
Yeah. So can you repeat the last one? Can you read the last one?
You will generally find that a cross-functional team consists of a mix of people who have some knowledge about a lot of different areas and others who are stronger in one area but are willing to help out in other areas where needed and when they can.
Yeah. So understand, when we are talking about cross-functional team, that we just don't need the generalist, okay? We need specialist. Specialist means they know their work and they are specialized into that. And we should not necessarily have the crowd of people. We should have the right people to do the right work at the right time. And for that, you should have the knowledge of your area, and you should be stronger enough in that area where you can perform your work. And you know you mean, even if you are small in a group, you don't require to bring the real crowd to showcase that you are on a bigger mission or something. If 5 people can do some work, and remember, in the sprint, the what should be the strength of your team, minimum to maximum? Anyone can give me this answer? How many teams?
7 to
10.
5.
7 to 10.
8
Okay.
to
5.
8 to
6 to
14.
Okay, so I'll tell you the ideal time till 2000, before 2011, it was considered 3 to 9, and after 2011, when SAFE is a scaled agile framework introduced. Okay, so what we are learning is
4 to 10.
agile. Okay, what we are learning is agile. So until agile was only there before 2011, it was 3 to 9. After SAFE introduced, it became 5 to 11. Okay, got it? So this should be the minimum. So in agile, if 3 to 9 is required, so you don't need a big crowd. So that only till 3 to 9 people also you can form a self-organizing or cross-functional team. Let's dig it more deeper. What is going to happen? So use of cross-functional team reduces 7 kind of waste. So what is the importance of that? Because you have the multiple specialists, you will prevent the delays, unnecessary defect, any work that is half done, because multiple people are relating, listening in daily scrum, and can notice what has been come on the has been accomplished, what has not been, what can be partially done. Okay, any paperwork, because everything will be digital, so paperwork will be reduced. You can definitely switch on the task with your peer. Switch off the task means that BAs will be switching the task with BAs, a QA will be switching the task with the QAs, coder will be switching the task with coder. Okay, and any extra feature which is not needed, that can also be reduced. Having said so, I want someone to read the 1st bullet point to know how does it help. Anyone, if you have not read, please read this one. The first bullet
Cross-functional
point.
team members cross-functional team members develop the process. They will work together.
Yeah. Can you also read the second one?
Okay. The business domain experts in the team give continuous feedback, which helps to shorten the cycle time and guides the team members when to stop overdosing on a feature so that business value can be realized in a timely manner.
Yeah. See, understand, with the domain knowledge, what comes is that you don't have to just know the domain and yet not to add value. See, every time you are seeing that how I can add value, and in case some element of, lack of knowledge is there, generally it is considered that as the business analyst who become the domain expert, who become the subject matter expert, and they can guide the entire team to be aware that what can be introduced, what can be excluded, because they have the end-to-end knowledge about the domain. So, and that's the reason whoever is working as a part of cross-functional team, every single person should be knowing about the domain. Say, for example, in banking industry, you are working on the payment domain upgradation. Or say for in payment, it is about the one instrument to which we call it as a check. How many of you already are knowing about the concept check in banking system?
Yes, yes.
Yes, we do.
We know.
Everyone, yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes.
what is my expectation as product owner with cross-functional team will be there? Every should be knowing how check movement happens. Everyone should be knowing how payment clearation takes place. In case they don't know, then as a product owner, I will make sure to hire such expertise in my group, in my team, who can train my every single individual on this domain and make them expert, because I am willing to be with make the team of experts only. Okay, so there it comes from domain expert, where generally business analysts are the business domain expert. So payment clearation is one of the example. Are you all able to understand and connect with it, what I said just now?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. So I want someone to read the third bullet point for me, please.
Can I read?
Cross-functional teams are more productive than teams with similarly skilled people working on similar projects.
Yeah, when we are talking about similarly skilled people working on the similar project, um, if someone does not have payment clearance knowledge, okay, and he has come from the utility, he will continue to wonder what to do, how to do, okay, and he will always be in dilemma, and he will be continue to waiting, if it is not even self-organizing team, for a command to follow, okay, and will never perform ultimately what is on the stake, means what will not be moving. It is going to be project which will not move. It is going to be the loss of lot of time and energy and the strength and the money as well, because you have hired someone who is not a real contributor. So that you need to remember that uh, if you are hiring someone in a cross-functional team, the person has to be more productive, and that productivity cannot be expected from the one who where the team is not from cross-functional. Everyone has expertise in one thing. The person cannot train the peer, okay, if they all knowing utility and they are participating into banking, they they cannot train each other. So say for example, even if you have hired a new person from the utility team, okay, who had the utility background, but another person has the chances that he can train the another person. Do you all agree with me? If one expert is there, he can make other person expert as well. Yes, with me
Yes.
so far?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's the
Yes.
reason everyone with the unique skill will be hired. So now let's talk about how it is self-organized. So there are generally pool of expertise. Say for example, here is a pool where coders sit. to which we call it as a COE, or Center of Excellence, or we call it as a center of community of practitioner. Okay, so community of practitioner, head will be allotted to that. Okay, so there will be such pool of coders, there will be such pool of tester, there's such pool of analysts. What product owner will do, he will pick or hire from this pool, and these pools are their part of the organization itself. What he does, that he consult with PMOs or the practice or community heads and say that I need 2 resource from you, or 3 resource from you, I need 2 resource from you, and I need 1 resource from you. Likewise, he will speak with everyone, pick all the experts and bring to its own team and forms a cross-functional team, and they will be called as development team. Is it clear, everyone? So here, red one is representing the system analyst, the blue one is representing coders, and the orange or yellow one is representing the testers. So is it clear how the cross-functional team are formed generally? Yeah.
Yes.
Any
Yes,
question
sir.
around it?
Yeah, I got one question.
Yeah,
Suppose
please.
if somebody get a project on banking, correct, and
Mhm.
then the project is over, so do they normally continue same team for next project if the domain is same?
Very good question.
Or
Yeah, go ahead.
Or they keep on changing the team?
Okay. So the answer is both. Okay, they will keep on changing the team, and answer is that no, they will be exposed to the new world. So let me answer you in this way. Just give me a second before that. Just all right. Yeah, coming back to your question. Okay. By the way, everyone is there with me and followed the question just now have come?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The question is that if the team has accomplished one task, and correct me if I have not understood well, one task will in the same team will continue in the next project, or means it can be reshuffled. Is that the question, right? Did I understand it well?
Yeah, if the domain is same. If we get a same project, same domain next time.
Yeah, if domain is the same, the answer is yes and no. Why? Yes and no, because when SAFe was introduced, that is the scaled agile, they had this vision that we will make the expert so senior that we can drive any new project with the same team. That is number one. Number two is that when agile was only there, so this vision was not there. Okay, just now I said what came after the SAFe, and anyone could work with any team, any project, and not necessarily that they will be only focused toward the a new project in the same domain to continue with the same team only. Why? There is some logical reason behind also, that not always the same team will follow the new project in the same domain, because you never know, if one set of team is already working, there are in one project, there are chances the other team is working in a different project, and they might be following different timeline and duration. The one who has worked already in the first priority, and if their job is over, and if they are not getting any project immediately, they will be sitting for a day or two in back in their pool. Again, when they will be hired, not necessarily your head will be the practice head or community head will assign the same um, you know uh, same performer or same analyst or same resource. Okay, so they will keep on changing. So there is no such rules, the same team will continue. But when you are playing at the enterprise and corporation level, generally what happens, this concept comes. But I don't want to confuse you. For now, you understand this will continue to change. There is no certain rule where the same team will follow and same team will, overtake in a new project. Is it clear?
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I have something in comment. Okay, someone asked me, so if cross-functional team needs members with unique skill, example coders, analysts, architect, etc., then uh, it's the same with non-cross-functional team too, right? Because non-cross-functional team also have same kind of team with all the different experts. So the moment you call it non-cross-functional and yet you are uh, expecting the different experts to be over there, Uma, it means that it is cross-functional only. Is it clear to you? I think you left, you asked the question and you left. No, so it has to be only cross-functional, it will be only called cross-functional. Okay, so clear, let's move ahead. So now so far you have known so much. Now there is a time you have understood sprint planning and various other things. Let's understand something about to which we call it as a planning and estimation. So let me quickly share my screen back. Okay, and this is very, very important. All right. So let me know if you can see the screen. Can you all? No, it is still, now you might have.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. So where we are heading now? We are heading into this topic, agile planning and estimation. Okay. So customer is there, came with the requirement, and the moment requirement comes in, some documentation will be there. Okay. Product owner will be there in the place, will define the roles, and there will be persona, means the cross-functional team is being built. And now the first statement will come from the customer, to which we may call it as statement of work, and the product owner will be translating that statement into a bigger vision. It can be 1 year long project. Okay. So, and to that vision, he will first create the epic. And while he is creating the epic, he is breaking down into the smaller goal to that vision. Again, the same example, banking software, then loan management system and customer management system, and what all those systems. They he will declare the roadmap, that first what set will be completed, second what set will be completed, third what the delivery plan will be, and he will assign a release date against every single chunk of the roadmap. And in these roadmap, whatever the set of feature and epics will be there, will be made sure are broken down into user stories, and user story will be defined in the way and segregated into the various tasks, and those tasks will be delivered internally first into the multiple iteration, to which we will be calling at as a sprint. And once that sprint is concrete, that you will be multiple sprint, combination of multiple sprint you might be releasing for the customer usage. But in every sprint, in every iteration, customer feedback is necessary, and you will be calling customer for the review. And before you reach to that level, what you do, every single day you do the daily stand-up meeting where you talk about all the activities. So what you do, you are performing daily, you are thinking about every week what you are going to do, you are thinking about monthly, that on month basis, what kind of release you are going to give, not necessarily on 1 month. You can decide on the release date, and accordingly you are going to release. Together, what bunch of the activity you have decided to put into the milestone, that we call it as a roadmap. and this is how you are achieving the year-long project. So, and how it is all going to happen? You are delivering everything against the acceptance criteria. So there should be a document which will define that one on all what basis you can accept the software and make it declare that it has been delivered. So that is the start and the end. However, in between that comes during the sprint planning meeting, that how you will estimate, right? So there are tons of estimation techniques. Here are few names given, like another t-shirt sizing technique, story point technique, and there is more dot techniques and all that we are going to learn. Okay, so let's go ahead first understand uh, more towards the vision till iteration and till daily stand up. So I am going to talk about this, how to capture a vision. So vision is that when you are working in a project, it is quite interesting to write a vision not mission statement, write a vision. Okay, so there is a way to write a vision, but before I talk about that, um, you know, let's understand this. Diagram. Okay, it is talking about 5 levels of agile planning. So in product vision, you should be very much clear while you are writing product vision, what will be done, who will be doing, why will be done, when to be done, what are the limitation and what you are assuming, and based on that you can create product vision. Product roadmap, you will be very much clear with the release date, what all theme and set you are going to release, what should be the purpose of it, and what development approach you are going to take. Okay, by the way, everyone is with me and able to follow what I am speaking?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. And then
Yes.
in release planning, you know how many iteration will be done already. Okay, who all will be the part of team. You are knowing the team capacity, who is available, who is not available, when they are available, when they are not. Stories, you are very much what all stories you are going to include into the release. You know what is the priority of those stories, which will be on top priority. You have the clear cut estimation how long one story will take, and definition of done as well. Definition of done, how to write the user story and what is its corresponding acceptance criteria. Okay, and in iteration planning, you know exactly in what user story what all tasks will be delivered, and again every task will be accepted on the acceptance criteria, and you are very much clear again on the estimation, who will be doing that on daily basis. You will get to see that how daily planning is going to happen. So 5 levels of agile planning, just not of the daily scrum with the daily planning, at further layered with iteration planning, release planning, product planning, and product vision. But here it was the details how exactly it flow from large to low and low to large. So this is what this picture represents. Now let's understand how to write a user story, how to write a vision now. So it is quite interesting, and it comes back with me. Then I need to start thinking a lot when I explain this. So it says that simplest way to capture your vision is the use of elevator pitch. And elevator pitch was first talked by Jeffrey Moore's template uh, of the book Crossing the Chasm. So what he says that put in this format, you will write for, then target customer. Say for example, my target customer are who? My target customer are um, who are just below teens. Okay, so I will say uh, who are not teens, means who are about to become the teens. So those are my target customer. It means that age group is defined. Age group can be from 3 years to 14 years. Can I take this as my target customer? Yeah. they are not yet teens. Hello, are you able to hear me, by the way? Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
You are
okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. So, and I'm just trying to launch a product, and for that product, I'm writing a vision statement. So, for age group of 3 to 13, statement of the need of the opportunity, who love to eat noodles. Okay, the product name is, now I'm trying to uh, launch a new product in the category of noodle, and I will be thinking of the product name. Give me a cool name of a product who produces noodle, and that is non-existing. Any creative name?
Can take anything, sir, because they all
Okay.
Eat.
they
Okay, I
all
want
same.
to, yeah,
Sing
I
song or
want you to
something like
think.
that. Yeah.
No, I want you to
Ting
think. Yeah,
roast.
give me a new name.
Slurp noodles.
Slurk noodle.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
You are.
yummy, easy to eat.
Yeah, that is
Okay.
better.
Okay.
Amit, that is
Yummy.
better. I mean, Rashna is better than you.
Great. So slurp is the name of the noodle. Okay. The slurp is a noodle. Product category is noodle. So let me repeat that. For age 3 to 13 who love to eat noodles, the slurp is a under product noodles, that key benefit that someone said that easy to what? Easy to
Yummy to eat.
yummy to eat. So
Easy to eat.
easy
No,
to eat,
yummy, easy to eat.
yummy and easy to eat, and the compelling reason to buy is aroma that makes even the cook more addictive to continue to cook, and the consumer to appreciate while they eat. Okay, and unlike and yet it has added what you can say, it has zero fat, say for example. Unlike, now you will you will compare it with the competitor. Okay.
Yeah, and that one full of nutrients.
Yeah,
No
and
artificial flavor, color.
no artificial flavor, that, yeah. So our product statement of primary differentiation will be no artificial flavor and no and full of nutrients. But again, you have to compare in the market. Unlike primary competitive alternative, what was your primary competitive for the slab? What, when it comes to the market of the noodle, to whom you can think of what product?
Maggie,
Maggie, yes,
Chings.
that's right. So unlike
Maggie,
Maggie,
Roman noodle,
yeah, Maggie,
and
Top Ramen, or whatever, everything else. Okay, so this is how you are going to write the product vision statement. So for age group 3 to 14, 3 to 13 who loves to eat noodle, the slurp uh, is spicy or non-spicy or sweet Maggie. I'm just thinking it aloud. That is yummy and easy to eat, and more compelling to cook when it comes to Maggie maker, or not Maggie maker, or noodle maker, or the chef or the mother. So or any homemaker, they love to prepare it for their kids. Unlike Maggie, our product is full of nutrients and easy to eat, and what, no artificial flavor it has. Okay, so this has, you have written. How powerful it sounds when I am ending, when I was thinking and collected the data from you, all your inputs, and finished speaking this business statement. Did you all find it turned out more powerful? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir,
So this
are
is,
we
yes.
Yes.
sorry,
yeah, go
can
ahead.
I speak one point,
Yeah,
sir?
go ahead, ask your question.
So I am considering this, that we are making a website. I mean, we have got a project of making a website for a Chinese noodle company, correct?
Okay, yeah,
And and then we are, I mean, all these visions are for big or the Chinese product, noodle product. Am I right? That's what we're
Yeah.
thinking about.
Yeah, so here in this particular slide, in this particular page, when I created a product, it means then now you can think, because I did not think that first, that I have a project, but yeah, definitely you can think like that. Say for example, if you are a new utility company or banking company, then you can think of the project, then you can think of launching a new product for that. Okay, so likewise also you can think, definitely whatever the project is there, first its vision has to be written. One website for utility company, say for example, its privatization has been done. Now Tesla is distributing every household the electricity. Now it has named its website as something, and Tesla launches some product that will produce the current in every household. Okay, and you have to buy that. So you have to buy that, and it's say for example, for that there is a system they have arranged through which eligibility for the client will be there to come to buy that, and eligibility system, all things can be played and can be recorded online through their website. Definitely during that application, or it can be downloadable application where you can you can apply for the eligibility of that product, what produces the current in every household. And for, say for example, its name is uh, uh, test rent. Say for example, I just created it from nowhere. Test rent is one of the app that gives you authority to apply for the test rent model, and at your home, when you plug it, it automatically creates the current for your house. Okay, so definitely for that you will be first writing the vision like this. Was it more clearer to you apart from your website example?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so this is how any product, not necessary for
Yes, yes.
website or app or anything. You can think of any product that will be given to you as a part of project, and first you need to write their vision. Okay, now let's understand more in detail, uh, because you have understood how to write vision. Now let's understand detail about little roadmap. So I want someone to read something, read this bullet for me. Anyone?
With the vision published and accepted by all, the roadmap will serve as the next building block to ensure alignment to the original vision. This roadmap is meant to be used as a tool to organize high-level pieces of the product. These can be business features and/or architectural components that must be understood in terms of their value and dependencies.
Yeah, so in a nutshell, what we have to say over here, now the vision is very much clear. You should be knowing the very much clear the roadmap, that in these milestone what you are going to deliver. Can you all see my mouse moving? Yeah, these are the milestones, right? And on the path of delivery, on what all frequency you will be giving what all the value. So that should be the roadmap. Is it clear in a nutshell? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And for every milestone in roadmap, there will be associated release date. So let's understand about the release then. Okay, so I want someone to read this one for me, this paragraph.
Instead of writing detailed requirements for the entire roadmap, this next level of planning only focuses on the upcoming release, which corresponds to a quarter or whatever dimension used in your roadmap. The goal of the release is to produce a backlog of work that is represented by a list of user stories that are estimated, prioritized, and ordered.
Yeah, thank you so much for reading this out. So what is going to happen now? Say for example, I cannot annote over here, so no problem. So first milestone and second milestone, the sky blue and the yellow you see. In between, there could be the multiple release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 release. Okay. And inside 10 release, there could be the multiple iteration as well. Okay. So, but this release will be given to whom? To whom? What do you think?
Customer.
Stakeholder.
Yes, absolutely right. Release will be given to the stakeholder in a chunks, okay? So that
Yes.
till a quarter gets over, they are ready to assess what they had promised, what my vendor has promised in the first milestone, in the first roadmap. Let's call it as a phase one. Phase one, sky blue to orange, orange to red. Phase two, phase three will become red to uh, this what color it is, purple, blue, indigo, what is that? Okay, whatever. So red to indigo and
Purple.
indigo to blue. Okay, so this is phase one, phase two, phase three, phase four. Okay, there are 4 phases of project I have. In every phase there will be 10 release, so I will be announcing the dates of that. And in every release what I am producing, the multiple iteration where we have worked upon the user story, which has been coined up from the product backlog, that we are going to deliver. And for that, release date announcement is quite necessary, and thereby you are knowing in one roadmap multiple release will give you what. Having said so, let's understand when you are releasing how it gets released. First you plan it. First you do manage. Okay, there will be multiple releases. You will manage all the releases. You will plan on which date what release will be here. You are thinking of that. Now you will exactly schedule this. The moment you are scheduling it, the chances are there date may continue to vary based on your speed of the task performance. Then you continue to monitor that and control it. And when you are monitoring and controlling, you will be able to get it tested whether it is going as per its time or not. If it is going, if it is done well in time, then you will be able to deploy it, and then you move to the next release. So this is how this has to be planned and deployed. I got something. Okay, so what do you want to say? Can you speak up, Rachana?
Yes, sir. So when you shown that roadmap, so
Mm-hmm.
that time you said that there is small chunks of work we have to show to stakeholders. So just my question is it the part of the
Okay,
MVP,
minimum. Yeah. So it is
minimal
also called
variable
as,
product,
yeah, minimum variable or minimum viable product it is called. Okay.
viable,
So
viable?
yeah. So yes,
Is it the
definitely.
one?
Yeah, you can call it. So it is to identify with enough feature you can attract early adopter customer, and you can validate the idea, and you can deliver it well in the cycle. Okay, so this is the purpose. Yeah, definitely you can call it MVP. So yeah, so that's your answer. Okay, you
Okay,
got it?
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
you're
sir.
welcome. Yeah. So let's move towards the iteration. When we are talking about the iteration, so how does it look like? So multiple iteration, 1, 2, 3, to which you are calling at a sprint 1, 2, 3 as well. So you continue to deliver to make a combined and fixed release so that you can achieve the roadmap as well. So iteration says that an iterative approach simply means that the work is time boxed into a length of time. So time box, that means that sprint. Do you all agree? That's what we have learned for the sprint, right?
Right.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah. So when we are talking about, so first you take multiple user stories in your hand, you define them, you plan them, you code them, you develop them, you then give it to tester, and when tester is done, then you consider it that it development is full, and make sure you will move it to done when it is accepted, and when it is accepted against the acceptance criteria, and then you will mm, hold a review meeting where customer has to also accept it, and then you deliver it, then you ship it to the customer. Okay, so this such activity will continue to do in every iteration until you reach towards the release date to release the chunk of the decided work. Okay, so this, remember, I have talked about how user stories are written. Okay, as a user, I can do this activity so that business value will be this, and this is the format. And I already spoke about it yesterday, that how user stories will be written. There are multiple user stories are pending. I will be looking at them later. But now understand there is a way to write acceptance criteria as well. Okay, and what is that? So the acceptance criteria, to write acceptance criteria, is this is the format. And you will not find everywhere, but it is always good to know. Okay, so given, when, then. So given bronze membership, when travel into economy class, then for 1,000 kilometers, I can claim 50% discount. Are you able to relate with that? One user story and what acceptance criteria I wrote?
Yes,
Yeah. So this is how against every user story you can develop the acceptance criteria, and this was the quickie. So now, how will you estimate then? Because you know everything. So I was talking about there are multiple techniques: story sizing, t-shirt sizing, dot voting, and Delphi. So let's understand one by one. So what is the point? See, yesterday we were talking about, story point. Okay, story point or user story means features are given the story point, and story points are Fibonacci series. Do you all understand Fibonacci series? Last time I have spoken about it. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, likewise, when you become the part of sprint planning meeting, you will be asked, okay, give me the complexity. Complexity, the number you will give, it means that 8 means, in a nutshell, you can say that more complex work. 32 means more complex work. And if anything which had the 32 user story points, say for example, it took, say for example, 3 days to develop that, or 2 days to test that, and 1 day for analysis, in totality 7 days. It means you are knowing its complexity is more higher. It may take that much day. So every user story point will somewhere represent the capacity or the schedule or the days it may consume. Okay, so I get something. Power outage. Okay, no problem, Veena. You can listen to the recording as well. That's all right. Absolutely. So you can think of a story point. First, you need to give pointers to the every user story on the complexity basis, so that product owner will have idea how long it may take. So that estimation will be called as story sizing. What is poker planning? Like story sizing, the multiple teams will be giving their opinion. What I believe this functionality will take me 13. So he will pull the card number 13 and he will show in front of entire team. So say for example, first card was asked by business analyst. Product owner asked all the business analysts, show me your card. What do you think? How long this functionality will take to complete? So one business analyst shows 13, another business analyst shows 8, and another business analyst shows 40. So there are 3 types of card in front of me for one functionality development and analysis and design. So what exactly I should consider? Can someone tell me? If I have got 3 different results,
So it's
13
weightage.
weightage, or highly
So with
weighted.
the highest
We'll
number
take the
card.
average.
Yes, so the
Okay.
highest number card will
Okay.
take the maximum.
So I have two answer. The highest number card, we will go with that, and that sounds ideal because you want to save your project and you want to avoid any burnout. But the real thing is that the another answer, that is the average. You will calculate all three, 13, 40 and 8, and you will reach what is the average. 21 and 40 is equal to 61 divided by 3, somewhere 20. You will reach out to the story point number 20. And if your past experience has said that for the complexity with the 20, it generally takes 2 days of time. In terms of hours, it will take 16 hours of time. You will declare that. So that became for analysis. Likewise, in this poker planning, the similar method will be done by the coder, similar method will be done by tester, and thereby you will declare this much time will be required by tester team, this much point has been given by business analyst team, this much point has been given by the coder team, and you will just work on the total, and then you will declare, okay, for the entire functionality release, these will be tasks. You will also consider your product ownership task, deployment task, add them up, and then declare one date or one duration to your customer. The another thing which is called as t-shirt sizing, where you have to just declare what is the most complex is extra large. Okay, the lower than that will be called as large. So here in the estimation technique, what you will have to do before doing that, product owner will be telling, hey, I am identifying extra small as 1 hour and extra large as 8 hours. Okay, so now you tell me this functionality, how long it what does it sound to you? So then your team member will be keep on telling, for me, this functionality is going to be excess, or this functionality is going to be for me for large. And so these terminology you will start speaking when it comes to giving the story point against every size of the t-shirt. So that's the reason it is called as the t-shirt sizing technique. Okay, so that is the another way. See, as I said earlier, there are tons of methods, but the what has been most into the corporate that I am sharing with you, and at the end I will share the most widely used. Okay, so another one is called as a dot voting. So dot voting, where there will be multiple sticky notes on the wall or on the board. So in this board, the story points will be given, based on story point will be given on the sticky notes with the dots. Okay, say for example, there are one functionality and there are 7 team members. Okay, we will be requiring everyone's view. They will put their one sticky note and they will put their sticky notes on the wall, and this they will just denote that this is what I think the strength it will take. And again, this will term to the complexity definition, and again, based on the complexity, product owner will tell 1 dot means 1 hour. Just I'm giving you example, not so why I'm sharing, just for the sake of knowing. But when you are entering into the market as a worker, and the most widely used method is called as Delphi method, where you will be giving the estimate in terms of hours. Okay, so in terms of hours. And what is Delphi? Can anyone tell me? Delphi or Delphi, it is pronounced as. Okay, I'll tell you then. So Delphi is called as experience-based estimation. It means that in past you have worked on similar kind of user story. You know that in past it might have taken you 8 hours to analyze, 8 hours to develop, and 8 hours to code. So every team member will give the experience-based estimation. There you don't have to do any formal calculation and get bothered by, different estimation technique. Simple, what I believe that 8 hours will take or 10 hours of job is required, but yeah, 1 or 2 of buffer can be understood. Okay, and it is always understood. So this is the most widely used technique, is called as Delphi technique. Are you with me so far, everyone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir. Yes, sir.
this is what are the estimation technique. What I am going to share that apart from this, something 120 minutes of video will be sharing in the group, that is called as what? That will be called as velocity and capacity, that you will go through, that I'll share. And if you have understood, any question around it?
Sir, this planning and estimation, basically, if you find my question as a, I don't know, I have to ask this question to you. Is planning and estimation part is basically, are we discussing about this part when the sprint is being made, correct?
Yeah, in the sprint planning meeting itself.
Yes, during sprint planning.
Yeah, during the sprint
Correct.
planning.
And then it is during the sprint planning. Okay.
Yeah.
And here the numbers you're talking about 140, 20, is it not a velocity?
Yeah, so these calculations, these are again, you can consider as, see, in poker planning, what exactly happens? You get the card blank, okay, and you cannot call it as velocity as of now, because these are the numbers given, okay. So numbers are not immediately, velocity.
So numbers are given by the team members, correct, sir?
Yeah, numbers
I'm
are
sorry
given.
if I'm asking a silly
No,
questions, but
you can please. No question is silly, first of all. So please ask. So yeah, what is your question over here?
So you said that it's not a velocity, correct? And these all poker numbers has been given by the team members. The team including tester, developer, everybody, correct?
Right.
Okay, that's what. No, it's okay. That's what I want to know. Thank you.
Okay. You are welcome. So see, these cards are given by the product owner. This comes with the pre-printed in the and these numbers are defined by product owner first. So this kind of and this is Fibonacci series, okay, and this defines to the complexity, not the velocity and capacity. To know more about velocity and capacity, what I'll do after the session, I'll be giving you the 20 minutes of video. Please go through that. It will bring more clarity. I think in the past I had given. Now if you'll go through that, now it will make more sense to you. I believe Amit or Nitish, you had last time told that I went through, but I could not relate or I could not understand it well. But when you will go back now and when you will listen, you will be understand it more better. Is it clear? Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay, awesome. So let's before we wrap it up, I want to hear one word from each one of you, because we are very less. Let's start from Veena. Veena, I had answered your question when okay, Veena didn't have the question. Uma had. So yeah, Veena, what do you feel like saying? One word that comes from your heart or mind? Yeah, what are you feeling?
I think today it's a bit overwhelming for me. I have to go through it again.
Yeah, please, everyone, please go through. It may sound little overwhelming towards end, but that portion I want you to go through. But talk me about rest of all things. Let's hear from Madhvi. Madhvi, what do you feel like saying? You can unmute and speak, please, Madhvi. Madhvi Guru.
Yes, I'm understanding better, and I missed a session yesterday because I wasn't well. So I will go through that. I'm understanding better.
Okay, thank you so much, Madhvi.
A
How
long
about
way to
you?
go, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Madhvi. And Lubna, what do you feel like saying? You can unmute and speak. Lubna, you might be speaking on mute.
Yeah, sorry. I
Yeah.
feel so confident today.
Okay, awesome. I'm super confident to hear this. Thank you, Lubna. Let's hear from Sangeeta. Sangeeta, what do you feel like saying? You can unmute and speak up, Sangeeta.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And it was really very encouragement, and it was very focused and eager to learn.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sangeeta. Appreciate that. Let's hear from Ponu. Ponu, what do you feel like saying?
Today's session is very interesting, sir. Today
Oh, you found it interesting. I'm
it's
glad.
very
Yeah.
easy topic, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your
It seems
confirmation.
like already we knew the topic. It's comes like that.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much, Ponu. Appreciate that. Ruchi, what do you feel like saying? And definitely all of you are going to go through again. Yes, Ruchi.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. Thank you so much. Let's hear from
Yeah,
Ronak.
interesting learning new terminologies.
Okay. Thank you. Interesting and new
Yes,
terminology
sir. It
learning.
was very well.
Yes.
Hello?
Very well understood by you. Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes.
Thank you, Ronak. Yeah, please go through again, everyone. And let's hear from Aruna, then Amit. Aruna, what do you feel like saying? What are you feeling right now?
It was a good session, sir. I
Okay.
liked it.
Feeling more confident to do it in reality as well?
Sir, yes.
So
Yes,
when
sir, definitely.
Thank you so much, Aruna, for sharing that. So, guys, whenever you are going to do this and this activity, and whenever I'll be giving you project, that time I want you to spend some time to come back with me. When I will be asking, tell me the duration, how long you will to do that. Utilize one of the technique out of it and reach to me with your duration. So, reach to me means what? You will be divided into multiple groups, and then that group has to reach me with your confirmation of the time of the completion of that project that I'll be asking you towards the end of this track. Let's hear from Amit now, and then we'll move to Savita. Amit, what do you feel like saying? What are you feeling right now?
Yeah, I feel that I'm learning well. I feel just like I'm ready to now be a like closer to being a business analyst. There's
Yes.
still a long way to go, but I'm
Yeah.
getting confident. Like when I go actually and handle a project, I know terminologies that I didn't know in the past. So I'm much more. I feel just much more confident. Thank you very much.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Amit. And let's hear from Savita, and then we'll move to Tusha. So, yeah, Savita, over to you. What do you feel like saying?
Thank you, sir, for an amazing session. In today's session, I felt I learned a lot of new concepts, and I need to go through them again for much better understanding. I'll definitely watch the recording and get back to it. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely, Savita. Glad to know about it. Let's hear from Tusha, and then we'll move to Supriya. So, Tusha, you can unmute and speak up what you feel like saying. Tusharika, you might be speaking on mute. Tusharika. I think Tusharika is not there. She has just logged in, but she is not able to attend today's session. I think yesterday also you had logged in, but you could not attend the session. So no problem. We'll come back to you in case you were here. You would be here. You can speak up. Let's hear from Supriya. Supriya, over to you. What do you feel like saying, Supriya?
Yeah, today's session was more relatable to the real-time situations that we may encounter in future. I would also love to hear more practical applications from you later in the class. Thank you.
Definitely, Supriya. Thank you so much. Let's hear from Ritesh. Then we'll move to Rachna. Yeah, Ritesh, over to you. What do you feel like saying, Ritesh?
It was an interesting session today. I missed out on yesterday, so I think there's some correlation which is missing. But I guess with the yesterday session going through, I'm feeling more confident that we can take this further, and we'll be able to get through with this very soon.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. By the way, good news is that that your video is ready now. You can go ahead and watch that. Okay, so I was knowing that it will be done once.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
yeah, you're welcome. So let's hear from Rachna. Rachna, over to you, and then we'll move to Nitish. Yeah. Racha.
Yeah, thank you, sir. First of all, for your patience, because sometimes I'm not creating a correct question, but still you are able to answer my questions. So I'm very much curious to learn, and still I'm curious, so you can understand that. Yeah, I'm very much happy and understanding every single concepts and your every single examples. Thank you so
Definitely.
much.
Thank you so much for sharing. And every one of you, please don't hesitate in asking any damn question that you might be thinking may be silly and just holding because it might sound silly. No, no question is silly. You never know what you are thinking may sound silly for you, but can hold very, very huge importance for others and for real time as well. So please keep asking questions. And yeah, we'll hear from Nitish and then we'll move to Uma. Yeah, Nitish, over to you. What do you feel like saying?
The session was very good, although I find it a bit complex, and I think I have to go through the video again. And somewhere I lost my concentration, so I could not understand that. But the session was good. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. So I'm glad. I feel great that you could find that why you could miss something, and there are chances that you will definitely fix that. So let's hear from Uma, and then we'll move to Devi. Yeah, Uma, over to you. What do you feel like saying?
Gaurav sir, yesterday I was not able to join, but still I was trying to understand today, and I'll listen the yesterday's video. And today I asked you one question and then accidentally I was logged out. So I will listen the today's video also to get the answer.
Exactly.
Yes,
So
but
I took
overall still I was able to imagine the things going on.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely I took your name, Uma, during that time when you lost the connection, and I was answering your question that time. So go through the recording, you will get to see that. Let's hear from Soma Mukherjee, Devi Mukherjee. So you need to wake up and you need to tell, did you hear? Soma Mukherjee, are you still awake? Soma Mukherjee. Soma, Devi Mukherjee. So he's sleeping. We will leave him slept.
Nicely sleeping.
So we will allow him to sleep. He is in a deep state now. So thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye. Good night. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you,
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Yeah.
Today's recording will be
Good
shared a
night.
little late, but yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you all. Bye. Good night.